welcome back. I'm Abhishek De Silva, an undergraduate of the Jama Institute for Advanced Technology. Welcome back with the question series of Database Management System 1, and today I'm here with the question set number 4. You have given this institute to develop the school system of Kagalu Mahavidyalaya. Your part in this software is to create a database. With this software, you can easily manage all student information, all teacher information, class schedules, etc. And the first question, use Kagalu Vidyalaya DB as the name of the database. We have to draw an ER diagram. In the second question, create a table to store student information and the guardian information. Follow the instructions below when creating this table. They have provided us with some instructions. In the third question, name the relationship between the two tables, student and guardian, that you set up above. Mark it in the ER diagram you created. And in the fourth question, a teacher teaches several subjects and one subject teaches several teachers. Create a teacher and subject table using the appropriate relationship. Follow the instructions below to create this table. Create an ER diagram. And here too, they have provided us with some instructions when creating these two tables. As a summary, in the question set number 4, we have to create a database called Kagalu Vidyalaya DB, and then two tables as student and guardian, and then we have to set the relationship between those two tables. And as the last question, we have to create the two tables, namely teacher and subject, and set the relationship between those two tables. Today too, I'm using MySQL Workbench as we have to draw an ER diagram. To draw an ER diagram, first click on File, New Model, and double click on MyDB to change the database name. Change the database name to Kagalu Vidyalaya DB, and then close this. And double click on this add diagram to create the ER diagram. So then let's move to the second question. The second question tells us to create the table name student and the table name guardian. So then let's create the student table first. To create a table, click on this icon and click anywhere in this workspace. Double click on table 1 and let's change the table name to student. Let's add the column name. The first column name is index number. Let's change the data type to varchar with the length 10. And as the second column, the first name column with the data type varchar and with the length 45. And as the next column, the last name column with the data type varchar and length 45. And then the gender column with the data type varchar and length 10. And then the contact number column with the data type varchar and length 10. And at last, the address column with the data type varchar and length 6. In this relation, which you use to store student data, the index number is the only column which is suitable to bear a primary key. The first name, last name, gender, contact number and address columns are not suitable, as the contact number can be duplicated and address also can be duplicated, as or more children can have the same guardian. So I'm setting the primary key to index number. Click on this PK, then close the table. The next table is the guardian table. Click on this and click anywhere in this workspace. And double click on this to edit the table and give the table name as guardian. The first column is guardian ID with the data type varchar with the length 10, and the next column is the first name column with the data type varchar and length 45, and then the last name column with the data type varchar and length 45, and then the gender column with data type varchar and length 10. At last, the contact number column with the data type varchar and length 10. In this relation, the guardian ID and the contact number are suitable to bear the primary key. And I'm using the guardian ID as the primary key, so click on this PK and then close the table. So now we have done with the second question. Let's move to the third question. In the third question, it has to create the relationship between the two tables, student and guardian. So then let's create the relationship. One student can have one guardian, but one guardian can have several students. So in this instance, we can use one-to-many relationship between these two tables. So click on this icon. Firstly, we have to click on the table which gains the many relationship, and at last the table which gets the one relationship. So in this instance, the student table gains the many relationship and the guardian tables gain the one relationship. So now we have created the relationship between these two tables, and then let's move to the next question. In the last question, it tells a teacher teaches several subjects and one subject teaches several teachers. And to create a teacher and subject table using the appropriate relationship, follow the instructions below to create this table. Create an ER diagram. They have provided us with some instructions to follow, and then create the table. To create the teacher table, click on this and click anywhere in this workspace and double click on the table to edit the table and change the name to teacher, and the first column is teacher register number and the data type set it to varchar with the length 10, and the next column is the first name column with the data type varchar and length 10, and then the last name column with data type varchar and length 10, and next the gender column with the data type varchar and length 10, set the length to 10, and then the contact number column with the data type varchar and set the length to 10, and as the last column the email column with the date type varchar and length 50. In this relation, the teacher register number, contact number and email are the columns which are suitable to bear the primary key. I'm using the teacher register number as the primary key. Click on this was the teacher table, and the subject table click on this icon and click anywhere in this workspace. Double click on this table 1 to edit the table 1 detail. Change the table name to subject. The first column name is subject ID, tab varchar, set the date type varchar and set the length to 10. The next column is the subject name, the date type varchar and length 45. In this relation, the subject ID is the only column which is suitable to bear a primary key, so tick on this and close the table. In the question it tells to set the relationship between these two tables, so then let's set the relationships. In the question it tells to set the relationship between these two tables, and in the question it tells the teacher teaches several subjects and one subject teaches several teachers. So a teacher can teach several subjects and one subject can teach by several teachers. In this instance we can use the main-to-many relationship between these two tables. So then let's set the relationship. To set the main-to-many relationship, click on this, click on teacher table and then the student table, and now we can see the automatically created table is teacher has subject. So then let's complete this ER diagram. One student can learn several subjects and one subject can learn by several students. So in this instance too, we can use the main-to-many relationship between these two tables. So click on this icon and click on student table and then the subject table. Now we can see the main-to-many relationship has generated by creating an automatic table name student has subject. So now the ER diagram is completed. So then let's forward engineer this ER diagram. Click on database, click on forward engineer, give the password here and click OK. In this tab click next, and in this tab also click on next, and here also next, and in this tab also click on next, and here it tells the forward engineer finished successfully, and then close this, and then let's move to the Heady software to see whether the database has created. Here's the Kaggle Vidyalaya DB, the database we created. Here are the relations that we created, guardian table with the columns we created, and then the student table, these are the columns, and then the subject table, and then the teacher table, and the student has subject table, and then the teacher has subject table, which also created as a result of the main-to-many relationship between the teacher and subject table. So then let's meet with the fifth question set of the database management system question series, and bye for now.